Welcome, fellow thrill-seekers, to Tales of Horror. I'm so glad you've decided to spend a bit of your time here with us tonight. How are you doing? Feeling brave? And where are you tuning in from? Your cozy living room, your dimly lit bedroom, or maybe somewhere unexpected? Wherever you are, I hope you're comfortable, because we're about to journey into the darker corners of the imagination. Buckle up, because the chills you're seeking are just a story away. Let's get started. You jolt awake, heart hammering against your rib cage as the old grandfather clock chimes midnight. Your phone, propped by the bed, glows with a single cryptic message. You're not alone in the house. And just like that, you realize tonight's story isn't something you're just listening to. It's something you're living. The wind moans outside as if mourning some terrible secret. Shadows stretch long across your bedroom walls, dancing under the dim glow of a solitary street lamp. You check your phone again, only to see a new text flashing on the screen. This time, it's just 3 words. Don't turn around. Your nerves tighten, adrenaline flooding every cell of your body. You didn't feel like you were alone to begin with. Now, you're certain of it. Slowly, you breathe in, forcing your trembling hand to reach for the bedside lamp. When you flick the switch, nothing. Darkness persists. A faint scuttling noise, like fingernails scraping across hardwood, echoes in the hallway. Did something move just outside your door? You strain your ears, petrified. The silence that follows is thick, suffocating, and pregnant with dread. But here's the twist. You are neither the first nor the last person to receive these unsettling messages. You'll soon discover that this entire night, this entire story, has been meticulously crafted to ensnare you by one of the darkest forces imaginable. You gather your courage and step into the corridor, each footfall echoing ominously. The phone remains clutched in your hand like a lifeline, but it offers no immediate guidance, only the memory of those warnings. The faint, flickering streetlight from outside throws crooked silhouettes on the walls. Just above, you hear a soft, rhythmic thumping. It seems to come from the attic. The sound reverberates, a steady tap, 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 almost like a heartbeat, or a knock. You can't decide which is more terrifying. A wave of queasiness rises within you. Memories flood your mind. Your grandfather used to warn about a locked trunk in the attic. He'd say, "If you ever hear tapping from up there, never go check. Some secrets are best left hidden." You'd dismissed it as an old man's superstition. Now, you'd give anything if he were here, someone who might know exactly what to do. Fighting through your mounting dread, you grab the flimsy pull-down ladder leading to the attic. It groans under your weight as you climb, the musty smell of old boxes and dust stinging your nostrils. The light on your phone casts strange shapes along the rafters. Another text message lights up the screen. This is your only chance to turn back. You almost do, but curiosity or desperation compels you onward. The tapping has stopped. Your heartbeat roars in your ears. Then you see it. In the far corner, a trunk with a heavy padlock. No footprints, no sign that anyone else has been here. Yet the air feels disturbingly charged, as though something, or someone, lingers just out of sight. You inch closer. Dust motes swirl in the beam of your phone's flashlight. The trunk looks centuries old, its wood darkened and splintered, the metal corners rusted. The padlock is still intact, but you notice something odd. Beside it lies a small key, so ancient it's practically welded to the floor by rust and cobwebs. Why would a locked trunk have its key lying right there? The next text buzzes. Open it. You swallow hard. Something about the trunk exudes menace, as if it's alive. But that voice that's been guiding you or tormenting you seems to insist. Against every instinct, you pick up the key, fumbling with trembling hands as you fit it into the lock. With a dull click, the trunk opens. A foul, stale odor spills out, and inside you find only a single faded photograph and a notebook. The photo is black and white, showing a farmhouse in an empty field. Scrawled on the bottom corner is today's date, smeared in ink. The notebook is covered in cryptic symbols, bizarre runes that make your skin crawl. Its pages speak of cursed objects, ghosts that roam ancient houses, and a mysterious entity known only as the Herald, a presence that manipulates unsuspecting victims through notes and warnings. Victims just like you. The final page catches your eye. When the Herald sends you a message, it's too late. No one has ever escaped. Another text arrives. Leave the house. You drop the notebook, heart pounding. Without a second thought, you scramble down the attic ladder, your mind spinning in confusion and alarm. If you stay, this unspeakable horror might devour you. But something tells you that once the Herald has chosen you, running might not save you either. You rush downstairs, nearly tripping over your own feet. The house feels sinister. Every window pitch black, every corner pregnant with silence. You fling open the front door and stare into the deserted street. The moon hovers above like a pale eye. You step outside, inhaling the crisp night air. A wave of momentary relief passes through you, until your phone lights up again. Hurry, look up. Your gaze shifts to the second floor of your house. There, in the window of your own bedroom, stands a silhouette. You can't see features, but the shape is definitely human. Tall, unmoving, watching you from behind the glass. A chill snakes down your spine. You know you were alone. Who, or what, is that? You break into a run, heart pounding. Not sure where to go, you dash down the street. Streetlights flicker like dying fireflies. Every shadow seems alive, every empty corner hiding something monstrous. As you pass darkened houses and silent storefronts, a single old-fashioned street lamp glows steadily in the distance. Beneath its light stands a woman in a long coat, her hair cascading around her face. She beckons you with a slow, deliberate motion. "Help me." Her voice isn't audible. Somehow you hear it in your head. You slow your pace, instincts screaming to keep away, but her eyes lock onto yours with a desperation you recognize in your own chest. Drawing near, you see her face etched with fear and exhaustion. She looks like she hasn't slept in days, and her hands tremble at her sides. "I got the texts too," she says, voice quivering. "They started weeks ago. Footsteps in my attic, then I found that trunk. It leads you to these clues bit by bit until you're trapped in its story." Your mind reels, but you nod for her to continue. It calls itself the Herald. It feeds on your terror, leading you to open cursed items, read cursed text. Everything you do draws it closer. She takes a shaky breath. "I've tried everything to break free. Left my house, traveled hundreds of miles, tried cleansing rituals. Nothing works. Your phone buzzes." The woman, whose name is Alice, checks hers at the same time. Her face goes ashen. 1 hour until darkness claims you. With no other plan, you set off together, heading for an orchard on the outskirts of town. She's heard rumors of an abandoned chapel there, a place where the Herald can supposedly be banished if you light a black candle and recite the right words. The wind shrieks through the empty streets, branches scraping the sky like skeletal fingers. Eventually, you leave paved roads behind, trudging over uneven ground. Gnarled trees form a tunnel overhead, their twisted shapes casting bizarre shadows in the moonlight. Occasionally, you sense movement in your peripheral vision, wraith-like figures slipping behind the trunks. Alice notices too. You both keep silent, fear building with every step. The orchard opens into a clearing, revealing a derelict chapel. Crumbling stone walls, shattered stained glass windows, and a palpable aura of dread surround the structure. You push the heavy wooden doors open. Inside, the pews are broken. Debris litters the ground, and a foul stench clings to every surface. In a dusty corner, you find a black, half-melted candle on a small table, as though this place was expecting you. Your phone pings again. Alice checks hers, and her eyes widen. Welcome. Hearts racing, you fumble for a lighter. Together, you light the black candle, the flame burning with an unnatural glow, blue at the core, flickering green around the edges. Outside, the wind howls, rattling what remains of the windows. Alice sets down a piece of paper with arcane writing twisted into letters that almost look alive. Your vision blurs slightly as you try to read. An overwhelming sense of doom presses on you, as if the chapel itself wants to crush you. You begin to recite the ancient words. Mid-chant, the candle sputters and the temperature plummets. You see your breath mist in front of you, but you keep chanting, voice trembling. The shadows converge at the periphery of your vision. The floor groans as if something enormous is shifting beneath it. Alice clutches your arm, but you continue until, with a thunderous crash, a rift of darkness tears through the chapel floor. Emerging from that void is a figure draped in shadows, eyes like blazing coals, arms elongated with needle-sharp claws. The herald. It lurches closer, each movement accompanied by a shriek that burrows into your ears like twisted metal. Every part of you screams to run, but you keep chanting. The black candle's flame suddenly roars, a column of green-blue light shooting skyward. The herald shrinks back, emitting an unholy howl that rattles your bones. Alice, tears streaming, thrusts the old farmhouse photograph into the light. It ignites in a supernatural green fire. The cursed notebook flips open on its own, pages fluttering before bursting into flames, sending embers swirling into the darkness. A vortex of shadows and sickly light envelops the herald. Its form distorts, limbs bending at impossible angles, eyes blazing with fury. With a final roar, it's yanked into the howling void. The chapel goes abruptly silent and dark, the candle's flame sputtering out. You and Alice stand there, chests heaving, ears ringing from the herald's dying shriek. Nothing moves. It feels like you've torn a seam in reality and somehow managed to mend it. Slowly, you step outside. Early morning light creeps over the horizon, painting the orchard in soft purple. There's a fragile sense of peace in the stillness. Exhausted and silent, you walk Alice back to a main road. She thanks you with a haunted look, the two of you burdened by the memories of what you've just faced. Days pass. Life edges closer to normal again. The phone messages have stopped. The trunk and notebook are long gone, burned into ashes. You almost begin to believe it's truly over. Late one night, however, your phone buzzes. Just a weather alert, but your heart lurches before you realize. You laugh shakily at your own paranoia. Yet, as you drift off to sleep, an insistent thought taps at the corners of your mind. Maybe the herald isn't banished, only dormant. Then, in the darkness, your phone chimes again. You reach for it, dread gathering in your stomach. No name, no number. 4 simple words. I'm not finished yet. Your blood runs cold. The lamp flickers off by itself. A floorboard creaks in the hallway. The nightmare isn't over. maybe it never will be. Sometimes, once an ancient evil has chosen you, there's no real way out. You can run, you can fight. But in the end, darkness is patient. It waits, phone in hand, ready to send its final text. Good night, and remember, wherever you are, the herald might already be on its way.